Issue number 5 unfolds with Dr. Tompkins treating young Bruce Wayne because he was bitten by some bats at the zoo when his father died. She tells Bruce that if he starts growing fangs or pointy ears, he has to call her right away, otherwise it will be the end for him and bats. We clearly see how much Bruce is affected by that incident because he remembers those scary bats every time he thinks about that moment. The scene shifts to the present. The Dark Knight drives his bike and revs the engine to piss off party animal gang members because he wants them to break the deal that he took from their boss. Alfred keeps an eye on Bruce and he has put a small tracker on his bike to always watch his next moves. However, Alfred appreciates his bravery and having the guts to go against such a high-profile criminal. He narrates that he is jealous of him, and not only him, those gang members are also jealous of him because he is brave enough to fight for good. Alfred's handler calls him but he ignores the call. Meanwhile, Martha enters the office of Gordon. He was sitting on a chair with a sad expression. He tells Martha that they took Harvey Dent with the mayor. Martha tells him that they haven't lost yet, and she says that sometimes people surprise you with how bad they are, but sometimes they surprise you with how good they are. She tells him to get up, but Gordon tells her that the government is not lighting up the zoo as a memorial this year. The scene shifts to the past. Martha tells young Bruce that Gordon wants to talk to him. Bruce steps forward and asks, "You wanted to talk to me, Mr. Gordon?" He tells him that there are very few brave people in this society, and his father was one of them. He tells him that the government is going to tear down the zoo and they are going to put there something practical. He tells Bruce to accept the reality because it will be gone for good. Young Bruce does not respond and looks at the ground while Rain wipes his tears. Now Batman is waiting for the party animal gang leader. He was ready in case something happens, and Alfred keeps an eye on him from a distance. He realizes that Batman is tensing up his back and muscles. He looks around and notices that there are multiple gang members sitting on roofs with snipers and rocket launchers. A helicopter lands there and party animal gang members come out of it. Roman Sione says, "Hello there. Let's make you rich." He tells Bruce that he sent 200 million in the account this morning. The Dark Knight responds that he already spent that money on something. During this scenario, it is shown that young Bruce runs towards Gordon and tells him that he does not want the zoo to be torn down. Instead, he wants something there that shines. While Batman tells Sionis that he spent all of his money, he presses the button and 200 million starts burning because he used that money on the huge light that was built in the zoo as a memorial. Now Sionis realizes that Bruce burned all of that money and he orders gang members to attack him. Bruce exclaims that he does not need cars or planes. The only thing he needs is Batman. He attacks those gang members using his cape. He brutally stabs them using his spikes and injures them with sharp spikes. He stabs one member and kicks another, but suddenly a big guy jumps on him whom he beat the crap out of the previous night. He jumps on him, but Bruce flexes his back and brutally stabs his arms with deadly spikes. He begs others to help him, but Bruce punches him in the face and he falls. Other members stop for a moment because they got scared of how cruel and dangerous the Dark Knight is. Bruce taunts Sionis while beating his pawns. Sionis orders to shoot at him. Those guys on the roof start shooting bullets, but Bruce's costume is very powerful, so they don't hurt him, although those bullets start killing gang members and Batman tries to save them, but suddenly they shoot multiple nets and trap Batman. Sionis taunts Bruce saying, "You had a moment to take the right decision and accept the deal, but you refused." Bruce grabs his leg, but Sionis breaks his arm and Bruce shouts in pain. Bruce stares into his eyes and starts smiling. He reveals that everything Sionis said is already on every news station. He did what he wanted to do, but Sionis taunts him saying that he hasn't achieved anything by doing that. A lady steps forward and takes out a knife from his mask. She starts stabbing Bruce and he yells in pain. Sionis tells Bruce that he thinks he is the hero, but he is not even the main character. A little girl steps forward and bursts out flames on Batman while Sionis announces that the only main hero of this story is money. He gives Bruce a reality check, not knowing how Batman thinks. Now another big guy steps forward and takes out an axe from Bruce's chest. He swings his axe on him and pushes him from the building. Batman starts falling, but at the very last moment, his cape opens and acts as a parachute. He falls on a car in the parking lot. The military also comes there and starts firing at Batman from a helicopter. Batman tries to escape from there, but Barbara comes there and hits him with her car. Still breathing, the Dark Knight gets up to escape, but Barbara orders him to stop moving. She threatens him that she will shoot if he moves, but Batman escapes and enters the sewer and escapes while Barbara watches him and does not react. Now Sione speaks on the news and gives them his introduction that his name is Roman and he was raised in a pig farm. He reveals that he used to put bullets in pigs' heads because he felt good doing that. Moreover, he is dropping the packages in the streets, so that everyone can take action. Alfred also watches gang members leaving packages in the streets. The scene shifts to Bruce. He is brutally injured and yells at Alfred to come out of the shadows and help him fix his arm. He was stitching his own wounds, but Alfred refuses to help him and asks him if he has any idea what he did. Bruce responds that he put a tracker on Black Mask when he grabbed his leg at the very last moment. Alfred tells him that he was a medic and he knows hundreds of ways to stitch his wounds, but he won't do it because he knows what's coming next. He leaves Bruce in a critical condition. Meanwhile, Martha and Gordon step into shadowy streets to keep an eye on party animal gang members. They open one package and it was filled with guns and masks. Then they witness random people wearing those masks and getting ready to work for the party animal gang. Chaos spreads across Gotham as a news reporter informs everyone that there is a fire spreading across the streets and people are attacking each other while wearing skull masks. On the other hand, Bruce's friend Way is watching the news on the TV. He is ready to fight if someone attacks him or enters his gym. Suddenly he hears the noise of a breaking window. He threatens the strange person in the shadows that they chose a bad day to mess with him because he is looking for someone to fight. He moves forward and tries to attack that strange man, but he hears a familiar voice. He realizes that Bruce is wearing a costume and reveals that he is Batman and wants his help. Now the scene shifts to the past when Bruce and his friends were having a sleepover. His friends tease him saying that Selina and he should sleep together because they like each other and everyone knows that. Bruce tries to shut them up while Selina starts laughing. Suddenly someone enters the room as Martha was about to turn off the lights. That strange man shoots at the kids, but Martha comes in front of them and saves their lives. However, Bruce shouts and wakes up from a nightmare. He gets up from his bed and heads downstairs. Martha tells her son to come to her and Bruce lays on her lap. Now Martha is checking those helmets that she found inside the crates. One man holding a gun approaches them and threatens them to move away from the crate, but Jimmy draws his pistol to scare them. When Martha wears that mask, she realizes that there is a huge bounty on Gordon. He tells her to run away, but Martha explains that Roman has put a bounty on his head worth $1 million. She exclaims that she is not going anywhere because his life is in danger. Meanwhile, Julia is talking to someone on the phone, but suddenly she receives a notification on her phone. It informs everyone to stay inside their houses because Gotham is in danger. Suddenly she notices someone walking towards her. She gets scared and tries to run away, but someone grabs her from the shadows and pulls her. Now Ozzy yells at Bruce that he shouldn't have kept a secret hidden from them because they are his friends. He is flying an airplane to help Bruce reach his target. However, he tells him that he cannot help him because he has very little fuel to go back to Gotham. Bruce tells him that he is not asking for his help and jumps from the plane. His cape opens to help him land as it acts as a parachute. Whenever Bruce jumps from high places, Roman's man is hanging out on a boat. But when he looks up, Batman crashes into his face and his face gets smashed. Bruce looks at life jackets and throws him into the water. Next he hears a small kid running towards him with a knife to kill him, but Bruce grabs him by his purple hair and kicks him into the water. Roman's girlfriend walks outside to check what is going on. She notices the angry Dark Knight staring at her. She does not waste a second to jump into the water. Bruce stares at her for a second and then throws a life jacket at her. The scene shifts to the past when Martha was showing an album to her son. She shows different pictures of him, like when he took his first steps and when his father had longer hair. Suddenly Bruce notices a picture in the album that his father took right before the tragedy. Martha reveals that she loves that picture. Now Martha stands on a crate and announces that she and Gordon are not going to let them take those masks while Gordon threatens them to walk away. Those masked people get ready to spare Martha's life in exchange for Gordon, but Martha refuses and exclaims that even if she leaves, she saw their faces, so she will find them and put them in jail if they hurt Gordon. She tries to make them realize that they are good people and they should not let that gang leader order them around. When they look at Gordon and Martha through their masks, they realize that Martha and Gordon have a $1 million bounty on their heads. On the other hand, we realize that it was Alfred who saved his daughter Julia on the train. She is frustrated and angry because her father took her here and now she will be leaving Gotham. She tells him that she has a life and people she cares for, and if the plane takes off, Alfred won't be her father anymore. Alfred takes a deep breath and gives permission to the pilot to take off. Meanwhile, Roman attacks Batman but gets kicked in the stomach. That kick was so brutal that he barely breathes and stops for a moment but starts provoking Bruce that he cannot stop all of that. Batman does not even give him a chance to speak and attacks him. They both break into a bowling alley and Bruce uses 2 bowling balls to beat the crap out of Roman. He punches him one after another and smashes him onto the ground, the floor breaks and they both fall into the basement. He starts punching him again but suddenly he looks around and notices weird masks around the room. He gets distracted while Roman uses a small rope to cut his neck. He starts having flashbacks when his mother told him that he is brave like his father, and he isn't scared to fight for good. Those memories motivate him and his bat ears turn forward. He brutally stabs Roman's eyes and starts shouting in pain. Now he drags him outside of the yacht and hurls him into the water. While Gordon and Martha are in danger because party animal gang members are about to shoot them, Bruce walks into the room filled with supercomputers. He uses a grenade and takes out the pin to explode those servers. He starts sinking into the water while having flashbacks of his mother telling him that she will die once, but that does not mean he has to stop fighting for good. On the other hand, party animal gang members realize that the servers failed and the bounty is removed. Martha steps forward and punches one guy. She hugs Gordon and finally they take a moment to relax because their lives are saved. On the other hand, someone saves Batman from drowning and drags his muscular body out of the water. It was Alfred who saved Batman and he takes out his medical kit to patch up his wounds. Now, the scene shifts to a strange place. A pale man is sitting on a chair while a disgusting and weird creature has leaped onto him. Another man informs him that there was a small disturbance in Gotham. That stranger person's hand heals and turns back to standard form, and he says, "It's time."
Please subscribe and feel free to comment below if you have any questions about the comics.